Hey, what's up everyone? It's Guaka, and today I decided I want to be a freaking doctor. I want to help people, but I don't have the know-how. So I thought I should try and do an entrance exam to one of these fancy colleges and start my medical career.
No, Guaka, you absolute idiot.
Frank George from Fiverr? What are you doing here?
Saving you from a lifetime of student debt, stinky. If you want to be a doctor, all you gotta pay is $12 for a copy of Trauma Center. Second opinion for the Nintendo Wii.
Damn, okay Frank, okay. Thanks for freaking saving me. I didn't realize that's how much it costs to get a freaking education these days. I mean, thanks for the copy of Trauma Center. You want to come over and play it? It would help to have a real doctor give me actual medical advice.
Of course, my brother.
So yep, today we are looking at Trauma Center Second Opinion. This cool little game was released way back in the day as a Wii launch title, and it was used to showcase the amazing power of the Nintendo Wii and the uniqueness of the Wii Remote. It's actually a remake of the original DS game, and it's just way better, way more revamped from my understanding. And I always wanted to perform open heart surgery with a Wii Remote, so this is the perfect game for me. Trauma Center Second Opinion is broken into these two main segments that you're going to see in a second. Visual novel segments, which display the story and character growth, check out that text running down the screen, and then the operations, which take majority of the gameplay. There's 6 chapters of this beautiful ass game, and you'll go through a large variety of cases, patients, twists and turns. That's how we're going to approach the story, by looking at every single chapter and just see where it takes us. So, let's start where all great tales begin. At the beginning.
In the beginning.
Our journey begins at a little old Hope hospital, but we are introduced to Mary, who is a surgeon's assistant, and she introduces our main protagonist, Mr. Derek. Seems like a typical young fella, fart smeller kind of guy, a bit of slack, got some potential, but needs a bit of guidance. Sounds like every single report card I've ever gotten. I don't know about you guys. And I gotta say, my first impression of the art style and the music is so damn charming. I mean, it's freaking Persona Atlas type beat. The music is amazing, so if you love Shin Megami Tensei and Persona, straight out of the gate, you're gonna love the aesthetic of this game, and I know I do. But anyways, our first operation. Any words of advice, Mr. Frank George of Fiverr?
No.
Okay, let's go.
Starting the operation.
Yo! I think Derek is voiced by Yuri Lowenthal.
Okay, getting into our first operation, this is really more of a tutorial level than a full proper operation. Shows us how to use our basic mechanics of all the tools, and it's a nice little opportunity to get used to the actual unique controls. It actually feels pretty cool, and it's a very unique game. I like how it's just low stakes. I mean, you know, considering he's got whole ass glass in him. Oops!
Don't make me take back my $12.
I'm sorry, Frank. Anyways, let's take out the rest of the glass gently, get out of there, and save the man. Boom! Chapter 1 mostly goes like this with its missions, just continuing to introduce mechanics of the players. It does a great job of explaining how everything is used, especially since there's a lot to think about in terms of what to do. So having these slower levels to start up really helps. It also does a great job of building rapport between the characters, and we get to meet a few more of these bangers. Dr. Castle, who's a senior doctor at the hospital, as well as Dr. Hoffman. No, not that Hoffman. This guy's the director of the hospital, and he seems to not do surgery stuff anymore because something happened back in the day, but we don't know yet. And let's meet the new assistant lady, because our old one that we just met is already gone. Goodbye. Now we meet Angie. She comes off as a very serious character, focused heavily on the care of her patients, not only physically, but mentally. And this is where we start to see the first growths of Mr. Derek. After working on a guy named... What the hell? Derek here is now doing a simple little operation after that intense one. Just helping a guy out, taking some tumors out and whatnot. You know, the usual 9 to 5. But after finishing up, Angie insists something else is going on. His vitals aren't right. But Derek, being the slack man he is, wants to rush out and get to a meeting with the fellas, which is probably just a couple bevies with the boys. And by doing so, he actually puts the patient at risk because he left a tumor in there that he couldn't see, and now it's swelled up. Now this whole debacle goes on and Derek gets a big telling off, and he actually ends up walking out of the hospital, and he just needs to clear his head. He already wants to quit as a doctor, but then he overhears a conversation. A car accident happened? They are being sent to the Hope Hospital, but there's no doctor there right now. So he realizes he must man up and go take care of the patients. This is Derek moment number 1, shonen type beat. Let's go. This is our first big proper operation. Lots of cuts, lots of glass, and we even get to use the defibrillator, which was pretty sick. Not gonna lie, the music along with the stakes made this feel pretty intense, not only for Derek's pride, but of course for the patient's life as too. A great character building moment. We cut our way inside, remove the glass, and he's flatlining again! But for some reason, the Wii Remote won't work no matter how hard I freaking push it forward!
Do something, Guaca! Push the Wii Remote towards the screen, like this.
Oh, that was way too close.
Don't die on me! I won't let him die.
It was here that I got a taste of what Trauma Center really had in store for me. A mysterious star flashing across the screen? Now it's a freaking Atlas game. Everything goes slow. And here's the anime shit I've been freaking waiting for. Derek Shonen moment number 2. That was super intense and had some great character development. Man, if that was chapter 1, what the hell has chapter 2 got in store? Okay, so it seems some kind of events are happening the same time as Derek's story. I wonder what...
Mommy!
These Z chapters are set in the perspective of Miss Nozomi Weaver, who seems to be working for a mysterious company. You know, her intro operation is actually pretty interesting. It's a puzzle piece, but with bones. And my hands were shaking like crazy because you had to tilt the Wii Remote. But it was pretty cool, I mean, as cool as 6-piece puzzle goes. With that, our new protagonist is gone. And we are only left to do a mission with her once a chapter. But that means we'll see her again. So, let's move on to chapter 2, fellas. So, chapter 2 starts off with operating on Mr. Pratt.
It's a me.
And Derek is still trying to figure out what the hell that mysterious power was that we saw in chapter 1. You know, this operation is pretty unique as well. You have to stop these little balls from descending into the body. But it's literally almost impossible. Cue Shonen moment number 3. What the hell is this anime-ass ability, bro? I mean, I don't mind it because it's really helpful, but at this point, I'm just very invested in what the heck the explanation for this is going to be. Is he got superpowers? Can he see into the future?
I see it.
Well, it seems we got our answers in literally the next VN segment, because old mate Hoffman here tells Derek he has something called Healing Touch, which is like a supernatural ability related to medicine. Apparently Derek here is a descendant of Asclepius, the ancient Greek god of medicine. And there it is, fellas. It's an Atlas game. Of course, gods of some kind are going to be involved. In fact, I challenge Atlas to make one game without gods.
Zeus is coming for your ass on that one, Guaca.
Well, Frank, regardless of Zeus is coming or not, we have to awaken our powers properly. So now, we must perform the most important operation. An operation on ourselves. In order to awaken our epic ancient Greek healing powers, we must draw a star with the Wii Remote. Okay, can you imagine a doctor doing this in surgery? Sir, he's flatlining, do something! Hang on, I need to draw a star with the Wii Remote to calm down first. After learning to calm down ourselves, we go into the next mission, which of course is going to require us to use the ability. We are operating on Mario?
A Mario.
Not gonna lie, the star drawing is a little bit jank. You have to draw it in a specific pattern, like in a specific direction, otherwise it just doesn't work.
Skill issue.
Not gonna lie, I actually ended up replaying the previous mission just to have a chance of retrying the motion, and then I got it. But I did the motion maybe too many times because freaking Derek passed out now for some reason. And he does wake up, thank goodness, but now everyone is forbidding him from using the healing touch, telling him to be cautious and only use it when necessary. Man, I find it freaking hilarious that everyone is just taking this whole descendant of a Greek god thing like it's completely normal. If I'm honest with you guys, if I saw my doctor drawing symbols in the air before the sleeping gas kicked in, I don't think I'll be waking up. After this whole debacle and ancient Greek god goodness, we get a new arc in the game. It starts with us operating on Miss Reed, who seems to have some painful lacerations and whatnot. We patch her up and everything seems good after the operation. But when she wakes up, it's actually kind of sad. She seems to be in a very bad mental state, and actually tells Derek she would have preferred to not even survive the operation. You know, Derek's trying to justify himself and cheer her up. Angie, on the other hand, comes in with this.
Boy, what the hell?
Man, this was seriously brutal. Like, I can see why Angie would be mad, especially because she cares so much about her patients, and she talks about people who are fighting just for the right to breathe. But damn, Angie, have a bit of sensitivity. This is just a kid. Derek, being the good man he is, does try to comfort Reed, though, through his next shonen moment. You know, he's already growing so much as a protagonist and all these great development moments, and it's only chapter 2. You know, just in the last chapter he was slacking off, but now he's taking care of his patients hella well. Derek becoming the GOAT for real, bro. I'm glad that we did save her, and it seems her parents came to visit and are talking things out, and everything's hunky-dory. It's then, though, that we find out that there's a deaf doctor in Japan practicing euthanasia, which is currently illegal. Thinking about how she went to him instead of Derek, and told him the same things he told her, really makes me think. But enough thinking! We have to go back into surgery because they need help yet again. We get in there, and all the lacerations are back? Okay, let's just patch him up and... What the hell was that?
What?
Oh, hell no.
So something has gotten inside the system, some creature. So we gotta ultrasound to find it, cut it out with a scalpel, and then laser it. This is pretty damn intense as you have to keep up a health, as well as cut this bastard down. There, done. Okay, no problem. We got there. Uh-oh, big boy alert. Okay, shit, this dude is the same as the little guys, but he does way more damage and takes a few hits to go down. I really had to stay on my toes for this one. Definitely the most difficult operation so far. But we saved her, and Dr. Castle says we gotta keep this under wrap. But it seems Angie knows something about these weird creatures. She called them guilt, or perhaps she is guilty for the horrible thing she said earlier. Who knows, bro? After all this, we get a meeting with Mr. Hoffman, who fills us in on everything. Man, he just knows everything about everything, doesn't he? Is he Zeus? Apparently she had a chiral reaction. Excuse me, Mr. Kojima. Don't tell me.
Grrr, Mr. Kojima. Did you steal chiral dentistry from Trauma Center? Don't you lie to me.
Frank, we are not lawyers. We're doctors. Maybe next time. So yeah, weird Death Stranding disease, but then we learn that guilt is actually a weird sickness which the body forms and turns creatures against itself. Guilt stands for gangliated utrophin immunolatency toxin. Okay, doctors of the world. Does that actually make any sense, or is that just a bunch of humbledy-jumbledy bullshit? And it gets even more ridiculous because apparently these guilt diseases are intentional, as weird ransom type letters arrive just before the victims do. Apparently, it's been happening all over the damn world, and it's getting so bad, the UN has created a term. Medical terrorism, which sounds like something Osmosis Jones would be fighting, bro. Those are two words I never thought I would hear together. Shit is absolutely crazy, and I'm all here for it. And in order to stop medical terrorism, Derek takes it upon himself to join the secret organization Cadicarus, whatever the hell, to save the world. The plot is just thickening like hell, bro. First ancient Greek god powers, then weird creatures, and now chiral reactions, and the Death Stranding are here, medical terrorism. Trauma Center is ramping up to be absolutely insane. I'm very hyped to continue. So far the story's been great, the operation's pretty unique and fun, despite some jank. Music and art is mwah. Now that chapter 2's done, it's time to check on Miss Nozomi. Her chapter seems to indicate she's doing some kind of research. I think the organization that has hired her wants her to watch perform complex operations, and that's because, yep, she's also descended from a Greek god. Her healing touch is a little bit different though. Instead of slowing down time, she just brings the patient's HP way back up when she operates on them. This makes the mission an absolute freaking breeze. She is cool, I want to learn more about her, but time for chapter 3. So, here we are, freaking chapter 3. Mr. Derricks arrives at Caduceus USA, which is our secret organization fighting against medical terrorism. Here, we meet the rest of the main cast. We meet Sydney, who is Castle's bro, Richard Anderson, who runs the entire freaking program and is wholesome as hell. I freaking love this man. Mr. Clark's the chief surgeon, and
Mommy!
Miss Sybil, the Iron Vixen. Taitakemi, get the fuck out of the way. We always had a better doctor, bro. We also meet Tyler, who is an old buddy of Derek's. Seems like a hella chill dude, to be honest. I mean, I'm really liking the variety of appearances and personalities so far in this game, and I can't wait to see how these guys grow with Derek. Oh dear. So, yeah, remember that deaf doctor we heard about? Turns out it's our buddy Tyler. And his reason for doing all of this? His little sister has been infected with guilt for a while, and he wants to, well, put her out of her suffering. Seriously, I know doctors have to deal with some heavy stuff, but wanting to end your freaking sister's life because of medical terrorism is a seriously heavy toll. The interaction between Tyler and Derek is pretty intense as well, both arguing for and against euthanasia, and honestly, it really got me thinking. But once again, no time for thinking because his sister is about to freaking die. She wants to fight, and now Tyler realizes how fucking stupid he's being, and asks Derek to save her, and of course, He's gonna do it. Another Derek Shonen moment. Let's go. And now we meet another form of guilt. Death Terror. Now this is a funky little puzzle. So there's these two different types of colors, and you want the two opposite colors to join because then you can drain them of their fluid and then eventually cut them out. But if two of the same colors bounce together, it causes a bunch of tumors and shit gets absolutely nasty. It's a nice evolution of the gameplay, and I really like these more intense guilt operations. I can't wait to see where the game goes.
He would come to regret this statement.
But yes, with the power of Greek gods, we saved her again. And this is just the freaking start of the chapter. It just gets more insane from here. Next up, a freaking international conference is going on. Freaking Derek the Goat got invited there, and Delphi knows he's going. So what do? They place a freaking whole-ass giant bomb inside the conference room. And of course, Derek, being the good lad he is, has his surgeon tools on hand. So, who do you think is going to disarm this damn bomb?
It's over, fellas.
Hey, now Frank, wait a minute. I got Miss Iron Vixen with me who knows bomb disposal stuff. I've been taught by the commander of Ghost Squad how to disarm bombs. It's gonna be fine. Okay, for some reason, this mission, I kept failing because there's this little bit where you have to shoot your laser into the bomb, and you have to shoot the hexagons, but if you shoot slightly off the edge, the whole thing down explodes and is an instant fail. But hey, I freaking disarmed the bomb, we saved the world, and now we're heading off to whole-ass Africa to find more information because apparently that's where Delphi has a secret facility. So, let's go, fellas. Once we finally arrive in Africa, let's freaking go, we meet a guy called Ruben. He's a little fella, and he promises to take us to the facility where Guilt was doing all these operations. You know, the facility where they're making these weird strains of Guilt, and it's probably really contagious and really, really bad to be around without the proper equipment. Yep, there it is. Little fella passes out, so we gotta save him. And here, we find the worst Guilt in the whole game.
No! No! My eyes! My eyes! Get that away from me! No!
Now, I don't know what the hell this is called, I don't remember, so from now on we're calling it Bullshit Titus. This was the first time I genuinely got so stuck with the game. So the main point of this Bullshit Titus is that you have to remove the thorns and then the triangles, but if you remove the triangles, if there are any open spaces with the ones connecting, it'll spawn as many triangles as they can, and before you know it, well, if you don't remove them in the right order, the whole organ gets full and then you just have to pull every single one out until it's freaking done. And it is so ass. I just hate this puzzle. I hate this way. So what I ended up doing was going anime mode, slow motion, and pulling everything out so fast that it could never even spawn. I never want to do this puzzle again. But while we're doing this horrific puzzle, Dr. Castle at home got infected with guilt. We have to go back now. But first, Miss Nozomi. Her operation this time revolves around patching up a car crash victim after he was chasing her in his own car through the mountainside because, well, apparently she's got something to hide. This is actually my favorite mission in the game so far. Since it's so dark, you have to actually use a flashlight to spot all the markings that need patching up. Then, the flashlight goes out, so all you have is the reporter's camera. So you just get a flash of light, which gives you a second to track down the injuries. I just thought this was a really cool mission, and I can imagine the look on his face when he sees his camera has a bunch of photos of his injuries slowly getting patched up. That will be kind of messed up. Anyways, back to the main mission, Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is starting. We don't have much time. We have to go save Dr. Castle, and we don't know how to save them. We need to find a cure right now. So, we go into our first multi-operation scenario. Yes, if doing one operation at a time wasn't enough, imagine having to do 5, because by the way, if you fail an operation here, there ain't no checkpoints. You gotta start all the way from the first freaking operation. So, we complete the first one just fine, and... Wait, why isn't the icon moving? What's going on? Normally the game automatically moves Uo. Wait, how long was this typo here for? For some reason I can't freaking move. Is the game glitched or I have to restart the whole ass game?
Have you tried moving the Wii Remote, wise guy?
Oh, you can select where you want to go. Okay, you can never do this before. How the hell was I supposed to know? Tell me next time you introduce a new mechanic trauma center. Also, this mission was cruel because the last guy we couldn't save because I already got all the samples and Derek friggin' left to save Dr. Castle. What about the care of the patients, Derek? Oh well, he's dead. We create the serum, and now we meet the next freaking form of guilt. It's pretty easy, just a color matching puzzle where you inject the right color to the right creature. Pretty easy, sleepy mode.
Oh, say, wake me up when it gets difficult again.
Frank, wake up right now. Richard Anderson just passed out. He's got freaking guilt.
I'm up. I'm up.
This arc of operations of Richard Anderson is truly gut-wrenching. When we go in, we can't even freaking save him, just like Dr. Castle. We have to find a cure. And throughout this whole arc of operations, Richard just straight up says he's devoting his body to the cause and that he wants to save everyone, and that's just, damn, he's just a freaking goat. It's so sad, man, trying something new and then the body keeps rejecting it. All I wanted to do was freaking save Richard Anderson, the GOAT. And poor Victor here, who's trying to save him as well, is getting so frustrated because he's never found a disease that he couldn't cure. So man, hats off to Alice for making great development, challenging Victor. Just the whole tension in these past few chapters have been absolutely amazing. But now, we get to the final operation, and the cure that Victor has made, I shit you not, is freaking
Nanomachine, son!
We inject
Nanomachine!
straight into Richard's veins and use it to lure out the bastard guilt. This is a whole ass boss battle with waves of enemies and all sorts, but we ain't letting it stop us, and we have him. We beat his ass. After all that struggle, that rush to freaking save him, the successful operations, he still didn't make it. He fought so damn hard to make sure no one would ever have to suffer that shit again. And I'm not gonna lie, this actually made me tear up so much. This man truly devoted his life to fighting guilt. So next time you're enjoying the world free of medical terrorism, don't forget to pour one out for the GOAT, Mr. Anderson. And he leaves the whole of Kid Icarus USA to Dr. Hoffman. And I know he'll do him proud, bro. While we emotionally recover from that chapter, let's see what Miss Nozomi's up to. She is doing a whole ass transplant. Hey, this is a pretty damn cool mission. I really love how different her missions are to Derek's. It provides a nice break and a nice change of pace. You know, I still don't know why she's doing all of these. Oh no. She's working for Delphi?
No! You were the chosen one. You were supposed to destroy the Delphi, not freaking join them.
It's okay, Frank, it's okay. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation. But we just don't know yet. On to chapter 5, I guess. Well, I had a feeling that this was coming, fellas. Guilt is finally having its breakout. We gotta do all we can to freaking stop it. I gotta say, man, I'm getting so damn hyped in this point. I am fully invested in the trauma center journey. We start off chapter 5 by doing our most stressful operation yet. Now, remember before when I said we had to operate on 5 people, but we got to travel between locations? In this operation, it's 5 in a row. No stops, no time for breathers, 10 minutes, 5 patients, all infected with guilt. Come on, man, that's too easy.
Clean. Let's go. That's 3, baby. Keep it going. Bacana!
Nice work, Dr. Styles.
I bestow you title of Dr. Guaca.
Thank you, Dr. Frank George from Fiverr. See, I'm getting better. I do want to make a point right now. The operations so far have been a pretty steady difficulty climb apart from bullshit Titus. Nothing ever felt too far out of reach, and I could always complete it after a few tries. Speaking of bullshit Titus, we have to do it again. And if I'm honest, I looked up a guide. Okay, I know what you're gonna say, guide to cheating, but I don't think so, bro. A doctor uses textbooks, okay? They don't go into open heart surgery for the experience. If they can read a guide to do an operation, so can I. So yes, I finally did this blasted puzzle and we were rewarded with the GOAT Mr. Castle roasting pharma companies. You see, during this guilt outbreak where people are dying, like a reasonable man, Mr. Castle here sent treatment instructions and medical and combat instructions to fight guilt across the damn city. For some reason, pharmacy companies are being assholes saying that the industry won't be happy, but he don't give a fuck and hangs up on those bitches. Kinda makes you realize that the GOAT Richard Anderson was probably holding back a lot of these money-grubbing bastards, and once again, I appreciate him.
But wait, Guaca! Delphi are attacking again! They infiltrated Kajagaris, USA!
You're right! And they got the baddie? No! Okay, that's it. Most important mission happens right now. We must save the Iron Vixen. This is the next evolution of guilt. These weird little guys that swim around and multiply once you cut them. You have to burn them with your lasers till they stop, and man, it gets so damn hectic. You also have to be careful not to let them get away, because if even one escapes inside the heart, it's game over. But hey, I managed to do it, and we saved the baddie. Thank goodness. And now we learn that the head researcher of Delphi is none other than Angie's freaking dad. What the hell? This game is getting too insane. Medical terrorism, Greek gods, family betrayal. What is next? Delphi is actually a cult trying to take over the freaking world? Speaking of Delphi, it's time to freaking confront them. And guess where we are going? Yep, that's right. A certain facility we have seen our other protagonist, Miss Nozomi, work at. Finally, the crossover we've all been waiting for. But she's in here. But you know who is? Angie's dad, who is our next operation and holds the final form of guilt. What kind of horrific abomination has been growing inside him?
I'm not saying what is in my mind right now.
Frank, get your head out the gutter. It's webs. It's spider webs. This is Savato, a nasty creature which is super fast, and its webs are so damn strong it melts metal. I don't know how it's not harming the skin, but at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. This is, you guessed it, the toughest operation yet, with the creature moving around the body, injections, cutting, all sorts, and then lacerations everywhere, and another shonen moment. So you see, time has slowed down here, just like it normally does for Mr. Derek's healing touch. Well, I technically haven't used my healing touch yet, so I realize I have to concentrate while I concentrate, and time fucking stops. Derek can actually freeze time. Dude, this is so intense. We have to try our best to patch him up. And of course, Derek pulls through. Let's freaking go. With this operation, we have won the war on guilt. But where's Miss Nozomi, you may ask? Turns out, she actually evacuated a few moments before the raid, so she is safe at least, and has left to go to Europe. Man, after that chapter, I definitely need a breather, bro. There was an outbreak, plot twists, family reveals, saving allies. This is the freaking good stuff, man. Trauma Center is really holding up. Can't believe we only have one chapter to go. Let's see. There's still some loose ends to tie up. I mean, some people from Guild still escaped, right? Surely it can't be over. I mean, could it be? Let's see what Chapter 6 holds then. Are you kidding me? This is it? This is what we get. After 5 chapters of build-up and fighting guilt, all we get is this brief exposition paragraph? This explains all the important stuff, like the fact that Angie was kidnapped and her dad was forced to work for them to let her go. Angie, why the hell didn't you tell us this and you just been hating him this whole time? Also, Delphi apparently has a leader named Adam, and he believes guilt will save the world from medicine?
Told you they were a cult.
The short paragraphs even explain that Derek actually raided the OG facility with the army and they dismantled Guilt. Like, dudes, come on, you cannot build up a game like this, show me these antagonists, make me hate Guilt, and then just cuck me with exposition paragraphs. At least let these scenes play out as an entire visual novel chapter, bro. Chuck in a couple goofy operations, like, come on, dude. Like, yeah, I kinda get why they didn't because it would make a very long chapter, but, man, I wouldn't have minded. It would have been nice to see this fleshed out properly. So, where does that leave us now? The end of the game? Not just yet. It seems that there's still some remnants of Guilt left over, so Derek and Angie have to fly to... No, please, anything but England!
I'm staying right here. Don't think for a second I'm going to England.
There is at least one advantage to this. Nozomi and Derek finally meeting. We also meet this guy, who definitely does not look evil in the slightest. Anyways, you may be wondering, how the hell did Nozomi get away and join the other team? Well, in that last operation she did, she had to extract some Guilt for a sample. Turns out, she didn't hand it into Delphi, which was her bargaining chip to the other side. And now she wants to see us in action. So, we do a little Guilt operation to show us our skills and...
No, not Derek, not Derek.
It was bound to happen eventually. Derek the Goat is infected with Guilt. Luckily, a doctor for the job is right nearby, Miss Nozomi. Poor Derek, this guy's been infected with not one, but 2 strains of Guilt. Thank goodness we have Miss Nozomi on our side. And we save his ass in under 5 minutes, let's freaking go. No way was I letting Derek die, fellas. So yay, Derek is recovering now, and all of our efforts are about to be rewarded with a cheeky little secret that Kadikarus Europe is hiding. I wonder what it could be. Oh hell no, why do you have that director? Please, do not tell me he is... Yep, they are freaking injecting Adam cells into people to make them stronger. Bro, you are really about to cause another outbreak. I'm sure you guys can see exactly where this is going. Oh no, there's a big conference showing the effects of the Adam injections. Oh no, oh dear. The body is rejecting the Adam cells and causing Guilt to form. Who could have freaking seen it coming? Definitely not me. And oh no, the guy with the red eyes and freaking ghost tie was evil all along and ran away. Who could have seen it coming? Anyway, now comes our biggest challenge. 4 patients in a row, but all with really intense forms of Guilt. Now this is it, the truest test of our doctor's abilities. Every single second counts, and we genuinely cannot afford to waste a single second. And I gotta say, man, I really love that this operation is both doctors we've played as working together to save 4 different patients. I really like this. But damn, whoever put this Guilt at the end is, well, a bastard. Doing 3 high-intensity operations in a row and then having to do a high-stakes one right up at the end where one slip-up means failure and you have to repeat everything is seriously trying. I had to whip out the textbooks for this one, fellas. Anyways, I did it. Thank the Greek gods above, bro. One more mission, and it's the most personal. Our mentor, Dr. Hoffman, has the ultimate final form of Guilt like Angie's dad. He has been our mentor, our director. He told us everything. And now, it's time to return the favor and stop Guilt once and for all. You ready, Frank?
Do it!
Stop! Won't let him die.
Negative. Nice work, Dr. Styles.
We freaking did it, fellas. We finally stopped guilt. Holy moly. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of annoyed with that exposition dump at the beginning, but after seeing how it really played out, I kinda get why they did it. But still, what a freaking finale, bro. We saved the world, teamed up with Nozomi, and stopped medical terrorism. Derek has gone from slack junior doctor to Greek demigod who can freeze time. If that ain't development, I don't know what is, man. The story is tying up nicely. Angie and Derek go around the world saving extreme cases and cleaning up remaining guilt fellas. Miss Nozomi is now just chilling in Europe. I really just need to sit down and process what the hell I just played. I know this video hasn't been like a typical video that I normally make. I've kind of just talked about my journey and the story of this game. And honestly, that's what I really loved about Trauma Center. It's a freaking ride from start to finish. I really didn't know how this game was going to turn out, and honestly, I'm actually left wanting to play its sequel. The gameplay doesn't evolve too much beyond the first few chapters. I mean, it remains pretty much the same, just with more different puzzles that you can solve and maybe the occasional new item like nanomachines. But the way it's implemented in its story is just really, really cool. Yeah, it's kind of janky, especially sewing up people because the Wii Remote can fly around, but you know what? It's really the story and the art and music that captivated me so damn much. By the end, you really get used to using the tools at your disposal, and the way that they're used is really cool. I actually just super enjoyed Trauma Center, and it is 100% frustrating and stressful at times, but, well, I guess that's what being a doctor is all about. It has some great moments, and Derek grew so much as a protagonist, I really enjoyed it. Anyways, Mr. Frank Georgia Fiver, what did you think of Trauma Center?
I think that it was an epic gamer moment, my friend. Derek grew as a protagonist, and Miss Nozomi was a baddie. I give it 10 stolen kidneys out of 10.
Well, I guess there's a rating, not that this was a review or anything. I just wanted to share my journey with you guys. I hope seeing this game gives you a bit of understanding or maybe makes you want to play Trauma Center. I'm definitely going to be picking up New Blood after this. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now that I'm a fully fledged doctor, I'm going to go perform CPR on random people.
But you never learned how to perform CPR?
Bye bye fellas, and don't forget to keep shredding. See ya!